Hey guys, Dave from Nerdarchy, 4 nerds by nerds, hanging out with these nerds.
Hey, the Nerdarch.
Nerdarch is dead.
And it's our weekly Quest and Adventures live chat. It's number 47, I believe. Although it does appear like I may have put the wrong number in the actual thing, but what you gonna do?
Yeah,
We'll fix it in post.
Like I had to deal with last night.
So yeah, you may have noticed Ted ran a couple games last night, according to YouTube.
Yeah, you know, it's just running a couple games all at once. No big deal.
You guys also might have noticed the title of this one, and that these gents are holding books. So we're going to be probably taking some questions and talking about Xanthar's Guide to Everything. And also, we are going to also tell you how to win these 2 books here. They're going to be gently used because we're going to be probably using them over the next week or 2 in order to do
some videos
and previews and stuff like that. So hopefully, hopefully nothing catastrophic happens to them, like a cat peeing on them or something.
Yeah, but you know, these are the ones we're giving away. So if something does happen to it, we're sorry. But we did it. We used them in the creation of our videos. You can't say that about anyone else you buy.
Yeah, and also as always too, if you happen to end up being one of the winners, when we contact you, just let us know if you'd like us to deface them or not.
with, you know, our autographs.
Yeah. So at some point this week, we're going to release at least one video about Xanthar's Guide. And one of those videos will tell you how to win these copies. So the first place prize will be this special edition cover. And the second prize will be the standard regular cover. I actually like both covers for different reasons. So
yep, they are good stuff. And I'll be sad to see them go.
Ted's trying to figure out if he's going to buy them both or not.
Well, I've already got that one pre-ordered. It's
So
making the decision of whether I'm going to try and go to my local flags and, you know, get a copy reserved.
Levi says send the cat too. I would absolutely be glad to send my cat as well. He's a jerk. My family will be very upset. Like, and he's got like illithid mind powers or something, because the whole family has got claw marks on their hands and their feet. Every single one of us, and they're like, no, we can't get rid of him. He just shreds us at will.
We love being tortured.
Yeah. At any given time, one of us has a cat hooked into their flesh.
And if you want one of my cats, you can either have the aggressive furball, the 18-pound cat, or the one that's currently requiring, you know, not hourly, but every 3-hour care on a feeding tube.
Excellent. Although the one is only aggressive towards other cats, I believe. People, it doesn't even look like they go near.
Yeah, I mean, he'll you know, kind of bat at people if they get too close, but not like, you know, oh, I'm gonna just sink my claws into you. He's just, you know, here's what he is.
Am I the one without a problem cat?
Yeah,
I guess so.
Yeah, my cat doesn't have any problems. He is the problem.
Yeah, he is the problem.
He's totally happy with it. He smashed a pumpkin the other night. Like, I go into my living room and there's a pumpkin smashed on the living room floor. Apparently it was in a spot.
Nice.
So he removed it. I'm like, you get away with everything.
You're right, comrade. A trip to Disney World will help us forget about the cat. That's for sure.
True.
it sounds like he's offering.
And Sean Murphy says, Jesus, get a dog. I did. I had to have it put down recently. He was a 13-year-old lab, 100-pound lab. So that's funny. We were just talking about that spell, Tad. I'm taking a break from dogs for right now. I actually like dogs and cat, but this one my wife brought home and was wandering around work. Nerdalicious, says Kevin Hogan. And Ranger for a question, are they worth the money? We have not delved that deep. We just got them Thursday or Wednesday? Thursday.
They showed up Thursday afternoon.
And, you know, so I actually took a copy home with me for yesterday, but last night I went and saw Thor. I had to take my wife and daughter to be dropped off at the caravan to go on their Girl Scout camping trip. So I didn't have a lot of time. And I was shooting videos as well. So
MSRP is $49.95 on the back of the special edition cover. Not only do you get, you know, a load of archetypes, there's a whole section on DM tools, there's new magic items, there's new spells for every single spellcasting class that's in there.
There's rules for crafting magic items.
I wasn't even going to go there. I fully feel that if there's any splat book that you're looking to get, this is it.
Question: could you please do a Nightblade build? I don't know who that is. It sounds like I should know who that is, but I don't know who that is.
Nightblade.
Yeah, I'm not.
They always ask us to do things. Can you do this video game? We don't play video games.
All right, Nate, you got to research who Nightblade is.
Sure. Chat, who is Nightblade? It's like Siri.
Doug pointed out if you get it through the D&D Beyond, there's bonus content too.
Andy, it is 65.95 Canada.
Speaking of Doug, I guess we should, announce his now official title.
Sure.
Yeah, so Doug is, we did the poll over on Patreon. Thank you for everyone who submitted their votes, everyone who submitted their ideas. He is now the Nerditor in chief.
All right.
Score. Also, Skylar Whipple will take the 18-pound one. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
So you just need a box with some holes in it and an address.
All right.
Please do not put your address on the internet.
It's not a good idea.
So he does not like to snuggle on you. He snuggles next to you.
Meat Moo, all Unearthed Arcana and Xanthar, right? No, actually, there's some stuff that isn't there. There's things that have been tweaked even further from Unearthed Arcana. So basically, how many?
There's like 31 archetypes in here.
Right.
So I know there was definitely more in the Unearthed Arcana.
Like Paladin gets 2, Wizard gets 1, and everybody else gets like 3. There's like
Rogue
one
gets 4.
Yeah. But
there's some things that are repeats from other books.
Yeah, did we say it was 4?
4.
4 archetypes from
Way
Skag.
Way of the Sun Soul, Mastermind, Swashbuckler, and the Storm Sorcerer.
Yes, so their reprints. Everything else is definitely something that came directly for archetypes anyway. But there is other stuff in the book that we haven't seen through Unearthed Arcana. One of the things they're getting really close to making me really happy here is encounter types and random encounter tables by region, by terrain. So what they do is, but they do it by tier. So there's
like
a
level
table
spread.
Yeah, there's like 4 tiers. So you like every 5 levels or so, you get it's a different tier.
1 through 5, 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20.
So it at least mixes up somewhat, and I can roll a die 4 to see how boned or how easy it's going to be for the party.
So it's that first roll that determines it rather than what it actually is going to be. So like, oh, the party's 3rd level. I drop a D4. Oh, it's a 4.
17 to 20th level it is.
All right.
And every single one of the encounter tables has like a feature, right? So like it's not a monster you encounter, but like Stonehenge or something like that. Which is
so
cool.
It's possible that you could roll there and something miraculous happens.
And downtime stuff is in here, and I'm definitely inspired by checking it out.
The Lore Master is totally gone. It is morphed into the War Wizard. Actually, when we did our thing on Lore Master, I mean, aside from the annex of Ryan going crazy, what I saw when I looked at that archetype, I was like, this makes really good like 2 different archetypes instead of one where it's all mashed together. And it definitely looked like War Wizard would be a good fit. So. Which they changed that a little bit too. I like the way it was in the Unearthed Arcana slightly better.
Yeah, the thing that I'm most excited about is the tool proficiency rules that are in here. Giving actual DCs and alternate options or actual options of what you can do with certain things. I'm very excited about. I think after this book, gets widespread, I think tool proficiencies are going to be the new hotness.
Yeah, they did a lot with it. Not only that, too, they give you uses for tool proficiencies relating to other proficiencies. So that was kind of cool.
It's like over 20 pages of spells, which is a nice addition.
Atek Uzener. I don't know why the Lore Master isn't there. It can be fixed with some fix. Yes, pretty much everything can be fixed with some fix. I concur 100%.
Yeah, Mighty Fortress, new favorite spell.
Yeah, that's pretty badass. That's actually an area where we're getting a lot of overlap because they reprint all the spells from the Player's Companion from Prince of Apocalypse, but they also have a lot of those. What did they do? 1 through 3rd level, or was it 0 through 3rd, or 0 and 1st level spells? They did an Unearth Arcana on that. They're in, a lot of those are in there, but then there is a bunch of new spells as well. So that's cool. There's way too many pages on names that they give you for races, and
I think it's a fine amount of pages.
Nate loves that part,
right? Because I couldn't have just Googled internet for Nordic or Scandinavian names. Tiefling names might have been harder, but
and the dragon clans for them.
But there's like the spells is like 20 pages. You get 20 pages of spells. The bulk of it is the archetypes. So whether it's worth it or not, I don't know. Me and Ted both pre-ordered them, so take that for what you will.
Yeah, take it as a grain of salt. As you can see behind Dave, I've got all the books that Watts puts out. So
I like the psychic damage spells that they've put in here.
Yeah, someone did ask about Shadow Blade.
Oh yeah, I like it. It's definitely a cool spell when you don't have a weapon on you. Absolutely.
I think it's gonna be a favorite for arcane tricksters.
Yep.
It definitely gives them a little bump if you want to use your magic for actually attacking and offensiveness for your wizard or illusionist or any other really spellcastery class that might get it. I'm not that impressed with it. I mean, I'm going to go with what I always go with. If you're in melee and you're a spellcaster, something's going horribly wrong. If that's the best you can think of is hitting it with a weapon.
And yet you make Uzagar.
That's what I do. Mechanically, it's just not a good move. And I didn't say it wasn't fun. Anything new for bards? Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 different bards. There's at least 3. And also in all the archetypes, they add a lot of like fluff stuff where it's like, here's a bunch more tables if you want to add more depth to your character.
Right. So you got the College of Glamour, College of Swords, and the College of Whispers.
I don't know if there are any committee. I don't know if there are any more spells that work like Booming Blade, where you actually make spell casting is a part of your attack with the weapon you have. Like I said, we haven't looked through quite as much. Tad Layton, would you mind reading the Shadow Blade text? How about we're just gonna sit here and read the whole book to you guys?
Yes.
All right.
Once upon a time.
Our 17-hour live chat shall begin.
Yeah.
We'll give you a little bit of it.
1.
It counts as finesse, light, and it has a thrown property. And it does psychic damage.
And yeah, it does do psychic damage. And you cast as a bonus action.
Yes, and it's
Concentration
a
up to a
bonus
minute.
action.
Yeah, so basically for combat,
I think that gives you a good amount there.
Sent Shadow Blade to Womp. And it's pumpable, right?
And it is pumpable.
What level do you get to pump it at?
But
it's not like every level. It's a
2nd level spell, so when you do it as a 3rd or 4th, it increases. At 5th
it
or
is.
6th,
Okay.
it increases, and at 7th, it increases.
So every level.
So it's
every level.
No. It's every other level. So at 3rd, it increases, but it won't increase again until 5th.
Okay.
And then it won't increase again until 7th.
All right. So
if you want to waste an extra slot, like a 6th level spell slot, you can get the version you could have gotten with a 5th level spell slot.
Right.
Perfect.
But if someone was going to be told you're going to try and dispel it, I guess, that would be an advantage to casting it as a higher level spell. But you're kind of really reaching there.
It really does feel like they made it for the Arcane Trickster because they get the 1 pump out of it. They can go to the 3rd.
Right.
Yeah. But if you're using a 7th level spell, and it's like, well, you could just like Mordecane sword some people if you're a wizard.
I don't think we're gonna. I don't think. Do you guys have a favorite section yet?
No, I haven't had enough time with it.
I like the stuff they talk about magic items, and I like the spells.
I have kind of like skimmed here and there, but pretty much the only thing I can say I actually read was War Wizard because it affected my character. I'm like, I gotta know what that does. I was like, oh.
Do you feel like it's changed since the UA, or
no? It absolutely has. So in the UA, War Wizard had this ability to overcharge a spell. They call it something else though, and add 2d6 damage to it. And it used to be 2d6 force damage, and then it was changed to 2d6 of type damage. And now I think it's back to force damage, but it's half your character level.
So it's not dice. It's
just straight on.
Yeah, it might be. I have to double check and see if it's half your wizard level or half your character level. So it's not quite as good, but you can use it more often because after a short, I think it's after a short rest or a long rest, one of those, it recharges, but it also recharges if you dispel a spell or you counter a spell.
Nice.
And you can have as many charges up to your intelligence modifier, minimum of 1. But that's just going off of my very sketchy memory. Oh, Steve, giveaway. Yes, we are going to give. We're actually going to give away both of these. We have a special edition copy, and we have the regular Xanthar's Guide copy. And we're not giving them away today. This week, we will be putting out a Xanthar's Guide video, or maybe it'll even be on one of our other videos. Who knows what we'll do? But at some point this week, in one of our videos, instructions on how to win Xanthar's Guide will be there, and we're giving away a copy of each, and we will even deface them with our signatures if you like,
if you so desire. We each have our own thing that we put in there.
Yeah, we need to. I want to get a stamp. Is that cheating if I get a stamp and then just sign it?
If you get a stamp and then you sign it, that's fine.
That's legit.
That's legit. But you gotta actually put pen to paper. Yeah,
I got you. Can I get silvery ink in an ink pad?
You can get any type of ink in an ink pad.
All right, just checking.
What about Dragon Blood? Can you get Dragon Blood in ink pad?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like this resin thing, but
so
if you're talking about made up creatures, then no.
Made up creatures? What do you think? This is all imagination and whatnot? No, dragons are real, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out too how we're going to go about, like, we're going to probably do several videos on this book because there's a lot of stuff in there. Like, one of the things we were talking about doing is like digging up the Unearthed Arcana material and seeing what the differences are.
Yeah, would you guys be interested in a compare contrast? You know, or do you want to just see what's legit now?
What's the new hotness? And what actually counts as rules, yeah.
Comrade 2261, Ted, if I win, I want the secret of putting down all players in one session.
The secret of putting down all players?
Did you drop all your players?
Do you mean insult them, or do you mean dropping them?
Verbally give
your
them
mama, so
tongue lashing.
Well, last night's game, there was you know, that there was the up down in combats pretty hefty, and you know, spoiler alert, it was pretty harsh. It came close to a TPK.
Are there any psychic damage with spell attack roll? Maybe.
Perhaps. I may be so inclined to
I read one spell through, and it was Mighty Fortress.
Mighty Fortress is pretty badass. Ted read Mighty Fortress to me, I think.
Holy crap. Mighty Fortress is mighty.
It's really good. It is definitely much cheaper than actually buying.
Right, it takes you a minute to cast.
Is this called Win the Fight? Is that what that's
No. You don't use this in a fight. You 500 gold piece gem takes a minute to cast, and you get a bona fide fortress for the next 7 days, equipped with 100 unseen servants that obey your and any other ally's command that you deem appropriate upon casting. Should you cast the spell once every 7 days over the course of the next year, the spell becomes permanent.
Cheaper than a teleportation circle, that's for sure.
It's a lot cheaper than a teleportation circle. And it's such a bargain. At first, Ted misread it, and it's like you had to cast it every day, and it's like, wow, that's a lot. And then we figured out how much that was. But I was like, that's still a bargain because, like, you get 100 servants forever.
Yeah, it's an 8th level spell, though, so you're not just going to ask somebody to cast this for you.
No.
Well, this is something you're like, I think I want to set my tower up. Right?
Yeah, you have to do this. Like, this is not. But it went from 182,500 gold to like 26,000.
Not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal at all to get a permanent magical fortress with staff.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice setup.
Levi, we might have to write this one down. Not right now. At some point, but we should for the video idea. This is a pretty good one.
What do we got?
Do you think you could discuss a good villains? I'm going to say that was villains to use with new archetypes once they've been gone over.
Why don't you email that to us, nerdarchy@gmail.com, and we'll get on that.
Yeah, that's actually good. We might even do it with like the other archetype, like just the other, player classes in the PHP and how you might use them.
I apologize for coughing. I'm getting over being sick.
So Patrick says dragons are real. My girlfriend transforms into one once a month. That's a neat trick.
That's a long recharge time.
Yeah. Well, some power spells are far more powerful than others.
Yeah, I would not want that in my character class.
Well, you gotta make sure gotta make sure you don't use it too soon. So what else we got going on? We have a giveaway we're doing today, by the way, guys.
Yeah,
not the Xanthar guide, but we have
not yet.
All right, so I'm gonna push this aside. Now, typically we announce what we're giving away,
but this month it's like surprise, sucker! Stuff coming at you.
We typically announce it the second week of the month so that we can give it away the first week of the next month, and that's our giveaway. Well, sadly, that's my job, and I was in the woods camping when these guys did the chat without me.
While we showed off these books previously, we did not say that we were giving them away this month.
Yeah, we didn't have a list,
so that is on me. So you guys talked about how awesome the swords and wizardry is. So we've got a swords and wizardry book, the Stoneheart Valley, and the Tome of Horrors 4, all books within the Swords and Wizardry line.
And we want to thank Zach Glazer of Frog God Games for sending them over, as well as Bill Webb, which is awesome of those guys to send these books to us so that we can now give them to you guys.
And that is going to Cody Adams. So I will email you later on this afternoon the email address you have provided, and I will get an address from you. Also, the awesome people over at Limitless Adventures, I mention this every so often. They allow me to give away one of their PDFs every month. So in that email announcement, you'll get your copy of that PDF as well.
Swords and Wizardry is its own game. It is an OSR game, so it is it's based off AD&D. So it's its own thing. Kevin, CR is garbage. I kind of agree. They actually do some alternate CR stuff in Xanthar's guide, so they give you some different ways of calculating the challenge rating. We haven't read it yet, so we don't know if it's a good way of calculating it. But I suspect it's going to move you in the direction of being better than what is in the DMG, especially if you're talking about multiple creatures in an encounter, because then it gets really weird. Like, I put out an encounter and Ted's like, I did the math afterwards, and that was a deadly encounter for like a 25th level party.
Yeah, deadly encounter for a way more thing, and we walked through it. Like,
yeah. Because I like to use weak monsters that I just know are going to suck up resources and just die instantly. But the players still have to use the resources and make them die instantly. And then the other thing too is I think players like that because they feel like really impressive when they're when you're
mowed down 30 guys.
Yeah, when your cleric can just dust like 40 undead at once, or send a blade bagger and kill like 50 things.
Yeah, it's fun. Especially if you actually, I know it takes time to set everything up, but it'd be like, okay, well, I put all this stuff out there, and I'm just gonna remove all of these guys.
Oh yeah, that is definitely one of the things I wanted to bring up. Is Xanthar's guide? So who asked this? Let's see, Jeff. Since Nate is reading Xanthar's guide as we talk to you, ask him if they nerfed the UA Ranger. I'm playing in his game tonight. No, I can tell you they honestly did not nerf the UA Ranger in this book right here. There's no nerfing of the UA Ranger in that book at all. Zero. None.
So do you want to explain that more, or are we going to leave it at that?
They did not put the UA Ranger in there. I was expecting it. I don't know if they're still waiting for more feedback, if they're still working on it, if they're figuring out how to like release it and not muck things up. I will say too, like one of the things with the reprinting of stuff, when Merles was on, he kind of talked about this, and because Adventure League is core books +1, by reprinting it, it kind of gives you access to some more stuff. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to. Bless you. And it was really interesting why they do that. Like, I thought they're worried about power creep or messing up the game or DMs, and it was none of that at all. In case you guys didn't see the interview, it was because he was at a convention and he was watching, there was a game going on, and 2 kids came up to that game and we're looking at it, and we're talking, and we're like, this looks like a really fun game, and this looks like something I would like to do. And the other kid turns and looks at the other kid and goes, yeah, but it's really expensive, because he's looking at all these books and minis and maps all over the table. So like, they're actually thinking on the level of, what does it look like to someone trying to get into the hobby? Does it look like this is something that's going to keep them out? Is the level of entry going to be barred by economics? And so like, they're thinking about like things like that I would have never thought of.
Interesting.
And I guess it kind of goes along with the Magic the Gathering model, where it's like a new tournament is like the newer stuff, not just like all the old stuff from 20 years ago.
So how was Thor Nerditor, I should say, Doug asked. Well, I don't think these guys know, and I enjoyed it and my son enjoyed it.
I didn't see it, so I'm interested.
I've heard it's gotten, nothing but rave reviews. I have to try and figure out, when, if Abel and I am going to be able to go see it. It's definitely something I'm excited about.
Hey guys, Mezik 1988 just showed up.
Hey.
Welcome.
We are having a good day.
Hey, we draw a breath. It is good.
So is that just like lines, or do we put a circle on that? How does that work? How do you draw breath?
Draw it out of you.
Oh God.
Let's see. Comrade 2261. Also, a non-related question. Ever since YouTube changed from the old format to the new one, like a couple of years ago, I have no idea how to find inbox here. Do you guys know how? I don't know. We don't really use. There's like a discussion page that we never look at and always forget about. So if you're talking about for getting a hold of us, email is always best. nerdarchy@gmail.com. But as far as that, yeah, I'm not really sure. Amish, yeah, what happened to the ranger in this book? There's like a bunch of new archetypes.
Yeah, there's the gloom guy, there's the monster hunter, horizon walker.
Yeah, so there's 3 new, but that's it.
Yeah, Gloomstalker, Horizon Walker, Monster Slayer.
I like Monster Hunter.
Okay, so they're talking
necessarily slay it.
They're talking about the ranger, and Jeremy Crawford said they want it to be free. So someone else said, or Wildlock said, did they say they were putting in UA Ranger on the DM Guild for free? I'm not sure, but that would be a good idea. I don't think it's there yet, though. When is the new book getting released? I think it's like the 10th or the 11th.
Yeah, I think
no, the 20.
I think the early release is this week, and then the online release is the 21st.
And then it's like 2 weeks before that you get it. So maybe the 24th. I seem to think the 24th and 10th for some reason, but I could be wrong.
I could be wrong as well. So,
but we have the internet, so we can figure this out. so we're saying the 24th and the 10th, and if you can double check on the internet. Doug, Nerditor Doug. Thor was mentioned, and Professor Bill is conjured. I know, like the other night, the Thursday night, he had his he did a live chat thing for the non-spoiler review, and then he did the spoiler review afterwards. And it was like late, so it was like midnight or 1 a.m. or something.
So he went and saw the first showing, and then did it.
It actually wasn't that late, but I think it was like 10 o'clock or something. But I definitely saw them on.
Nice.
Comic Book University agrees. Thor was unbelievable. So damn good.
Unbelievable.
And so damn good.
Unbelievable. Wow.
Alex C. Guide says supposed to be released later this month, around the 21st or so. So, between the 21st and the 24th or so. So soon.
We'll see what happens.
The old 80s box sets were a great entry point, says Sean Murphy. Yeah, I missed those.
They were fun times. Unfortunately, I utterly abused the boxes. They got crushed and smushed, and they weren't treated nicely like the Star Wars boxes we have over here that sit nice and neat on the shelf and never get touched.
So Mr. XQ, I'm late to the party, but assuming you all have had a chance to read through the Xanthor's Guide. How does it compare to the Unearthly? Why buy the cow when you can get the UA milk for free? It's not exactly the same. They definitely have made tweaks. There's about 20 pages of spells. Quite a few of them you're not going to find anywhere else.
Yeah, there's a lot of material that's in there that exists nowhere else but that book. And as Dave says, like, the stuff has been tweaked. This is official. Unearthed Arcana is not. So especially if you're playing league play and that kind of stuff, it's important. I would much rather prefer to play with the hardcover material that's there as opposed to relying on, printed out or digital Unearthed Arcana stuff.
Doug says November 10th early, November 21st wide, 10th for DDB. Also, Fantasy Grounds is running a contest, and they're giving away Xanthor's Guide. In that contest, there's a post on our Facebook page about that. We can find that information. Is it $50? It is absolutely $50 unless you get it from Amazon. We have a link in the description below where we'll take you to Amazon, and you can help support Nerdarchy as well. And we tend to buy our books on Amazon as well. We don't have the local flags that we were actually like into. Telephone.
I'm gonna go get
that. What? Is one of you guys calling Ted? Have you hacked his phone?
Oh no.
I just noticed.
Jeff Bangle, by the way, where's the Nerdarchy table display? Because we had a couple books.
We had the books out. We didn't want to knock it off the table. It can't take another fall.
It will explode.
The goblin might get his leg broken.
Gregory Johnson, has the winner been chosen? No, you're just in time. You're lucky. Sometime this week, and during one of our videos, we are going to be releasing the instructions on how to win the Xanthor's Guide. Xanthor's Guide to Everything books. We were giving away 2 of them. First prize will be the Xanthor's Guide Special Edition and the regular one as well. So if you pay attention to our videos this week, you'll find out how to win them. Well, it'll be a Gleam contest, and we'll have instructions and stuff.
I did not see any monsters, Cypher.
Yeah, there are no monsters in there. It's got like all the footnotes from Xanthar throughout, like they do a Volo's Guide.
So it's Xanathar's Guide to Everything. Shouldn't we have a guide to Xanathar? Shouldn't there be a block for that NPC?
Well, he has a whole bunch of little snippets that he says throughout the book, and that kind of basically lets you know what kind of crazy messed up creature he is.
I don't know. I'd like a stat block on Xanathar. Use him as an NPC in your game.
I did not see that.
Nerditor Doug says my flag says 4E on the shelves and no 5E. They're a little behind the times, I would say, son.
That's 4 years or so.
Patrick asked any Forgotten Realms material in this book, as Xanathar is a far, but there isn't. I don't think there is anything. Matter of fact, they pulled things from the Skag Sword Coast Adventure Guide that they felt were generic and non Forgotten Realms to put in this book. So
there's not a whole bunch of lore like
so they did the opposite
in the other book.
Everything is refined in Xanathar's Guide. Yes, that is definitely what they were going for. And Mike Morrow's kind of elaborated on that. And it's funny when I talked to him because everything was, it either made the 70% satisfaction cut or didn't. So, and that's how they figured stuff out.
Which I guess is why Mystic's not in it.
I'm thinking Mystic and the other class, Artificer. And I think they just don't. They're not fitting to the typical mold. I think they're going to go to like a Eberron or Dark Sun when they decide to do stuff with that.
Yeah. Well, no, I think they're going to do DM's Guild releases on those.
You think so?
Yes. Xanthar does give a disclaimer. Of course he does. They all give disclaimers.
They all have awesome things, and we're not going to read that yet.
Yeah, we're actually going to do a flip through at some point. We're on the fence on whether or not to do a flip through for this book or not. We have very specific criteria as to whether or not we do a flip through, and that is the interior of the book has to be visually engaging for us to do a flip through. And I think this one makes the cut. There is a lot of art, there's a lot of pictures, so we'll be able to do something with that. Felix Scully, what did I miss? You missed everything.
Yeah, literally everything.
How many new feats do you get in Xanthar's guide? Any cool ones? I believe it is all the racial feats, and there's about 15, approximately.
Yeah, it's definitely less than what was in the UA.
They do pretty much 2 per major race. Right?
No, I mean there's some things that kind of falls in overlap. So you got choice, but
okay, yeah, the elves. There's a general elf, and then there's one for each of the major sub races.
Yeah.
So, Renee just ordered the book. I'm now $30 poorer. I'm sorry you're $30 poorer. I think you're gonna like it. I don't know. Like I said, me and Ted both pre-ordered it on Amazon, and I don't know. Even though we get them for free, we just usually give them to you guys anyway. So, but on the plus side, we do get it free other places too. So that's kind of cool. Our digital stuff, which we'd like to thank all those guys that give us the stuff to preview and look at, so that you guys can, so we can know to tell you guys to go check it out.
PR 360, something like that.
Yeah, that's the company from Wizards of the Coast that sends it to us. What's your favorite edition in Xanthar's guide? That's going to take a little bit longer. We're going to have to read through, I think. I'm also interested in the Forge domain. Being, I do like playing clerics and I do like playing dwarves.
Forge is just right for you.
It's just right. December 7th, M2. Oh, shoot. I went to the shower at the wrong time. You should have just took us with you.
That's a little weird, but do as you will. Do we want to do roll call?
Yeah, we could do that, I guess.
So if you guys want to sound off, let us know where you're listening and watching in from.
Yeah, Felix Scully, I was so surprised when they put like 3 feats in there for the Aarakocra. There's no Aarakocra feats, sorry. But
I was trying to remember while I was hanging out here. I'm like,
I was like, all right, how far is he taking this joke? Are we going to get into like improved flying, get increased speed and that kind of stuff?
Well, there's the 3rd arm feat.
Allowing other people to fly. There is at least 1 feat that goblins and kobolds can use.
Yeah.
It's what is it? Squat nimbleness, something I think
like
it is.
Yeah.
Because it's especially calls out dwarves and
dwarves and anything small.
Yeah. So I was like, ooh, and it's pretty good too because it gives you extra movement. It's really good for a goblin because it takes them from their 30 to a 35. Then you just need mobility, and you're like a speedy goblin, and then you just need to be a monk.
There you go, or a barbarian.
It'll be insane. Maybe both. Whatever gets you the most movement. All the movements.
Glue a tabaxi to your back.
Yeah. Prerequisite dwarf or a small race. You're uncommonly nimble for your race. You gain the following benefits.
So Renee, no, not Renee. Patrick, any explanation of the goldfish in the books? No, but I'm not sure if there is or not. But it's definitely named.
Well, I mean, it's not like heavily explained, but it's Xanthar's pet.
Yeah, there you go.
He loves him some goldfish.
I love it so much. I have a gnome illusionist that his familiar was a quipper because it was on the list. I'm like totally doing that.
You just carried him around in like a
fish bowl.
A safety bowl.
So the fish's name is Silgar.
So we have Comrade 2261 in Lynn, Massachusetts. Elf Beta is in the house. I think he's in Edmond, Washington's, but he was just talking there. Renee is in Denmark. We've got Comic Book University in the house. He's in Canada somewheres. Probably the Weapon X project or something program. We got Jose Suarez in Tampa, Florida. Newfoundland, Canada's in the house with Andy. We've got Mesa, Arizona in the house with Mezek 1988. Niagara Falls, New York is Rick. We've got Jeff in Manassas, Virginia. Orlando, Florida, in the house with slats. We've we got DM Steve. Hi, I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Probably butchering the frig out of that. We got Doug the Nerditor in Cleveland. And we've got a sad face from Felix. We've got Santa Fe, New Mexico for Eduardo. OZ in the house with Raven. We've got Meat Moo in Florida. We've got Under the Big Sky in Montana with Chris. Carl is in Albion, New York. We got AJ Kenny, Lopez Island, Washington. We got New York with Sean Murphy. We got Sacramento, California with Satori Shin. We got Art in Upper Michigan. Ottawa, Ontario is in Canada. Patrick. Winnipeg, Manitoba is December 7th. M2. Ranger Roy. You're not telling me where you're from, and I forget at the moment.
Missouri.
Missouri, yeah, there's a couple down there. We got Hunter in North Virginia. We have a question. We got Kevin in Boston. And all right. Oh man, it totally jumped on me. But I saw the Dallas from Ed Does Everything. We also have Tulsa, Oklahoma in the house with Bubba. We got a lot of you guys in here today hanging out with us. That's awesome. Amish Verma is in Wisconsin. We have Ustal, Georgia in the house with Hugo Pug 24. Ukraine in the house with Bluntman. Score. We got Wilder Smith in New York, Oklahoma with Christian Oliver. We've got El Paso, Texas with Castus. And we've got Norway in the house with Nordic Dragon. Used to be Sweeting, I believe. And we've got Wildy Locks in New Jersey, Southern California in the house with Shadow Wolf 99. I feel like this is the longest one ever.
It just keeps going.
I know. Ziji Jiang in Alabama. We've got Mexico in the house with the Misanthrope. We've got Atlanta in the house with Fully Coolly God. Greetings from Germany with Derote. Poland here. Damn, showing count. We're like all over the place. Rochester in the house. New York with Immortal Donuts. We got City of Bronze with PTB Synthex. We also have another Quebec with Felix Scully. Cypher is in Sydney, Australia. We've got, let's see, Quebec again with Andy. We've got, Patrick likes my winter spent in Greyhawk. And Stillwater, Oklahoma with Skylar Whipple. That's where your 18-pound cat's going, by the way. Oh, my God. I can't believe it. There's so many of you guys. I feel like I'm surrounded.
All right. So now if the question is watching us, should we be worried since he's all about these conspiracy theorists?
Maybe. 87 watching now.
Nice.
Dang, you guys are awesome, man.
Yeah, thanks for joining us on this lovely Saturday.
All we have to do is say we got Xanthar's guide and we're going to give some away. We'll just do that, say that on every video. If you're joining us late, yes, we are giving them away, but you have to watch videos this week of Nerdarchy to figure out how to win them. We have 2 of them we're giving away, a special edition cover as well as a regular.
And Mr. X had a question during the roll call. He says, does the Super OP Wizard class make an appearance? Well, if you're speaking about the Lore Master, there's the War Wizard in there, and I feel like there's some elements.
The War Wizard is like the bastard child of or the War Wizard is the bastard child of the Lore Wizard. So it is not.
Yeah, so there's there's something related there, but it's not a like transfer over from the UA.
Holy Spaceballs. We got Moscow, Russia in the house, Scotland as well. That just popped in. That's crazy.
So I haven't seen Poison in a while.
In Kuwait?
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while either.
Hope he's okay.
It happens. They come, they go. Amish, I've been reading Mike Merle's Twitter. It's actually beautiful. Mike is good on Twitter. You guys just look that cool. So. The Lore Wizard was too OP. I know, like, everyone's chance is fading because, like, for a while, when I would run my fan game, I'm like, I don't care what you guys play, whatever you want. You can all be Lore Wizards. Like,
has anyone played a Lore Wizard in any of our games?
I think you guys outlaw it, or Ted outlaws it.
No, I don't outlaw.
No, I don't.
Oh, never
well,
mind.
I mean,
I could swear I've seen it
in my fan games. No, I don't outlaw it.
I mean, I've told people, anything in the UA anything by Watts. You know, anything, of course, that we've created is completely legit. The only times that I've had any kind of restrictions are when I'm running the RPG Crate games. I say like only official product, because that's what is being used to, you know, prepare the material for. So,
and my Hold of the Moradane campaign that I'm playing tonight, which is my pay to play game, it's like more like a classic D&D kind of thing. So I didn't want to have like all kinds of artificers running around and psychics and things.
So December 7 M2. Oh man, I can't wait for the Isilon plane shift. Pirates, vampires, dinosaurs, and merfolks. Huh? They do vampires again? I don't know. So it seems like they're doing a lot of the different plane shifts, which is cool because it's more content, more material.
I'll take another one.
So I don't think that's one of the ones they've done already, right?
No,
there's like 4 of them.
Yeah.
You got them all printed out, don't you?
I do. Take it to a local print shop up the street, and boom.
Yeah. What'd you have to do? You just had to contact Watts and ask for permission to get it printed.
Yep.
And then show them your printer. Look, they said it's okay, and then they print it out for you for money.
Yep.
Did you explain to them your Nerdarchy? They're like, "What's a Nerdarchy?"
Yeah.
And is it contagious?
Yeah, most people, in normal life have no idea what a Nerdarchy is.
So Mazik 1988, Lore Master that is still going to play one in a home game. You suckered your GM. Perfect.
Yeah, excellent.
I imagine an Eric Croker feat that lets them act like SC2 carriers. Is that some kind of like airplane or something?
No idea.
Yeah, I don't know either. Any magical artifacts released in the book, Patrick asked. No, but what they do have that's really super cool is like 4. Is it like 4 pages? Or yeah, I think it's like 4 pages of common magic items.
I don't think it's 4 pages.
Maybe it's 2 pages. Maybe it's 3 pages.
There's some.
There's interesting things in there.
There's pages in this book, I guarantee.
There's rules for crafting items. There's rules for buying and selling and stuff to do with your downtime.
Oh, StarCraft 2. Gotcha. Yeah. I almost went back to video games for that one. Almost. So close. I loved me some StarCraft. The Zerg was just amazing.
All right, so like 3, if you consolidate it properly, it's like 3 pages of common magic items.
Woohoo. See, I was right. There's definitely pages in there. But I thought it was kind of cool, and they're all like weak or flavorful. It's a lot of them don't really do anything. Like one of them's literally like a cloak that just as a bonus action you can make it bellow dramatically. Ted's like, I need that in real life.
I was like, yeah, I would totally have that. There's armor that you can take off quickly. I don't know how easy or awesome that is, but.
So, Castus, how is the Divine Soul Sorcerer at a quick glance? Did you glance at that one?
I glanced at it. I did not read any of its content though, so I can't inform you on that.
I bypassed the class stuff and looked at the other stuff.
Ted's like, ooh, tools and crafting, and you can actually craft stuff, and it costs less than it does to actually buy it. Mezic 1988, Nerdarchy confirms Xanathar's Guide to Everything has pages. Yeah, man, we're on it. Renee Heckle, examples of a new spell I missed at the beginning. What is it? Blade of Shadow?
Shadow Blade.
Shadow Blade.
Does psychic damage.
And what was the fortress?
Mighty Fortress.
And Mighty Fortress, which you can make permanent.
Come on, it's right there in the name. Mighty Fortress. Do you need anything better than that?
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of cool things. Any expansion on potions and poisons? Actually, I don't think I saw any of those.
I did not see any poisons. There is stuff about making potions because you've got the alchemist tools.
Well, you also have a poisoner's kit, so you might get more information there as well, but it might not exactly be what you're looking for. Any good force damage spells or effects?
I saw a lot of necrotic damage spells and psychic damage spells, but I did not see much with force.
I think you're not going to, because of force is probably the most powerful in the game.
Power. So psychic's pretty nasty.
Yeah, but it is. But like virtually nothing is resistant to force damage.
Yeah.
Where psychic damage, there's like things here and there.
Yeah. You'll have the things that usually use psychic powers will have psychic resistance.
Yeah, after force damage, I would put psychic as the next one.
Yeah.
So we should make a horde of creatures that are resistant to
force and psychic.
No, just force.
Just force.
Force and psychic.
The force.
They wear force helmets to block out the psychic and force damage. They're all like the Juggernaut. They have crafting rule specifics.
Yes.
Yes? Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I thought. They got some sweet art too. Some new grammars released in Xanthars.
Some new grammars?
That's what it says. I don't know if they mean like, the pronunciations of things.
I
didn't see any of that in there like they did in Tomb of Annihilation.
Perhaps
there is a place called D&D Beyond where they actually like there you can hear it said by Matt Mercer or Mercer Ray. So you do get some of that. More force damage spells, uptick in helmed horror appearances. It's called a Brooch of Shielding. That doesn't block force damage. That blocks specifically magic missiles. So, also, who is Volo in Forgotten Realms? Volo is like, I don't know, like a scholar. I don't even think he's really a bard per se. He's just an NPC that's been around for a while. And I'm not sure who birthed him. Any cool DM specific stuff in Xanthar's guide? Yeah, there's traps.
75 pages.
Never mind.
you get 75 pages worth of DM tools.
Yeah, it's called Dungeon Master's Tools. So it's a whole big segment.
That's what I jumped to. I'm like, I'm going to look at this stuff first.
Carl Max, and hope the next book is prestige classes. When I was talking to Mike, it didn't seem like the prestige classes went over that well.
Well, they did one.
Yeah, well, that one didn't do that well. Notice they haven't touched it again. There's very much a theme in how they're operating now.
Right, that's true.
It did not hit the 70% approval rating.
It's like, well, apparently people are going to go in this direction.
I don't remember there was a UAM prestige.
The Rune Scribe.
Oh, the Rune Scribe was kind of weird. Just in general. I mean, I like the concept.
I feel like that's how prestige classes are going to be. They're going to be super specific, different ways of getting there. I like the idea. I think it's a cool, 5-10 levels you can bolt on to whatever you're doing, or you don't. And I think prestige class fits very well with the theme of 5e in the sense that you just take big chunks and move them in and out of the game.
Yes.
So Elfbait. I was not a fan of prestige classes, but that's the great thing about those big blocks that you can move in and out of your game. You can choose not to take them and not use them, or if you're the GM, you can be like, we don't use prestige classes. But that being said, right now it doesn't matter because they are not there. I don't know if it will ever become official. I wonder how much Xanthar spells will change Eldritch Knight. December 7 M2. Well, we did a lot of discussion about Arcane Trickster and one particular spell. So, we haven't looked through enough of them quite yet. Some of the spells are already there. I love Absorb Elements when you're talking about an Eldritch Knight. Shield, Absorb Elements, they're the best kind of spells. Counterspell. Things that you can do as your reaction, which, the fighter generally doesn't have as many reactions to use as some of the other classes. So that works out really well. Elfbait, I love that 5e is very plug and play. I do as well. Is there Murder Hobo class in Xanathar's Guide? No, because there are no classes. There are only archetypes.
Correct.
Mazek 1988. I think Murder Hobo is a background, and I don't think there's any backgrounds in here. So, that's not there either. Can you elaborate on the arcane trickster spell, Mr. X? That was Blade of Shadow. That was the one we were talking
Shadow
about.
Blade.
Or Shadow Blade. So basically, you can summon a Blade of Shadow as a bonus action that you can attack for 2d8. It's a finesse weapon.
It does.
It's a light weapon. It can be thrown. It does psychic damage. So yeah, it just screams this is really good to sneak attack with.
when people are unsuspecting because you didn't have a weapon until you act.
So do you go like, illusionist assassin, or do you go arcane trickster?
I think only a fool multi-class is out of assassin because of the abilities you get at a higher level with assassin, or just their keystone abilities are so good. That is definitely one of the ones I don't think you do. Yes, there are new magic items. Ed does everything. There also, the other thing I was surprised about was the invocations got really whittled down.
As did the racial feats.
I'm not sure about the racial feats. I would have to go back and double check. I cannot speak to that without double checking. I don't know how many were in the original.
I want to say a lot.
You want to say a lot?
There is a lot.
There's
a lot in there.
So.
There's 15
There's
in there.
4 just for the elves, so there's a lot in there.
I don't know. I can be proven wrong or whatnot, but I'm going to say that there was like 30 before, and there's 15 now.
Okay, prove me wrong right now, Internet. Tell us how many there were.
Attack, Internet, attack. Patrick, they did add elemental evil material spells. I believe all the spells, it seems like from that were just incorporated, folded in, as well as sprinkled out. There were UA spells early on, or early low-level UA spells, and then there's just other spells that they've added in.
And Patrick
so kind of a mix.
Wants to know, how can you get a Nerdarchy t-shirt? You can go to our website, nerdarchy.com, and there will be links for the store that will have access to clothing and t-shirts.
Whether you want a hoodie or a hat or a mug or
thong. We got it all.
Also that
had to go there, but yeah. So
the Nerdarchy eye patch is an option.
Yeah, it was very important that we get that in there.
Felix Scully, how can you transfer the Archmage from 3rd edition into 5th? I think that would kind of go along if you look at, kind of how they did the RuneScribe. I think that would be another prestige class style thing. And the major component with the Archmage was it could break down spells into Eldritch damage, which I guess was kind of like magic force damage. So that was like a major component of it. So if you wanted to keep that, then that would just be like a thing that you get and like tier it out based on that. But
I feel like some of the components kind of went into the base class, like being able to not prepare spells and cast spells at will. The Archmage prestige class did have a lot of things that made the wizard better from 3E, but yeah, some of that showed up in 5th. I think so. Not a lot, but yeah, I think like their last 2 capstone abilities seem like they're from that.
But being able to break down like a 5th level spell into a whole bunch of Eldritch energy damage is pretty cool, and I don't think anybody can do that right now.
So let's see, Patrick, I'll pass on the thong. Come on, man. Nothing makes that special someone in your life sexier than wearing a Nerdarchy thong. They're unisex. Oh man, sorry. Some things should go unsaid, and we say them anyway.
Yeah, well, Dave says them. Trying to lump us all together on this one.
Yeah,
I'm dragging you guys down with me.
Them. Yeah, I am as well, Jeff. I am as well. Glad that no one's modeling the thongs.
Well, there were certain members of the Nerdarchy volunteer staff that were really campaigning for that hard.
Yeah, there was the chance that had we met our goal or our extended goal, whatever it was, on the Take Us to California, that Dave and I would have, gotten a thong picture on the beach of California. But sadly, the desire, wasn't strong enough to actually meet that goal.
Eduardo, the Xanthar's guide has over 190 pages in it. I think it's 192.
So, Mazik, it's not Mazik 1988. It's not last week's. It's this upcoming week. That's why we're announcing it now. So this way you can keep your eyes open for videos, and some of them may scream this might be Xanthar's guides giveaway more than others. So if you keep your eyes focused and you can spot check, you might still have a chance. And not only that, though, we're gonna actually run the contest for a while because we actually still need the books to do reviews and videos on them.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let us know what you want to see in regards to the reviews. Do you want us to go like massively in depth and like compare contrast to what's the UA? Like is it a video on, you know, all the archetypes of one class, you know, too much, or is that what you're looking for? Like we could do, you know, dozens of videos off of this book if you guys are into that.
We have done videos on 4 or 5 archetypes in a UA before, so you know.
Yeah, so, I mean, we're definitely going to do a certain amount, at least a half a dozen, I would say, just because there's a lot of material in there to go over. So we're definitely going to be doing more, and hopefully, you know, we'll get some of those out before, you know, they actually go on sale. So you guys, when you decide whether you want to get it or not, you can make informed decisions and be like, I like this or I don't like this.
Absolutely.
Someone asked, and I think it was Felix, but I could be wrong, about prestige classes, turning everything into prestige classes from the previous editions. But here's the thing. If you notice, you pay attention, like they were actually taking a lot of the archetypes and reflavoring prestige classes with those.
Yeah, Arcane Archer is like straight out of prestige classes.
Arcane Trickster, Assassin, like literally in the player's handbook, there's actually, but Champion might have been one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing about them is because they're not enough to be classes, most archetypes you don't get till 3rd level. So if you're not going to typically start a prestige class typically till 5th, bumping it down a couple levels, spreading out all its abilities throughout the entire breadth of the class, you might lose some of it, but you're going to get enough of it from the archetype that it doesn't necessarily need to have a prestige class. I think the only time you really need that prestige class is when it's so far removed from everything else that it can't be an archetype.
And the big thing too is just being able to capture the flavor or the feel.
Yes.
For that prestige class, you know, maybe not every single little ability anyway.
Yeah.
And also too, like with Arcane Archer, like Mike Morales was talking about, and they're talking about like they didn't want to just do, oh, you just cast spells and use a bow. They made it more unique than that.
Yeah.
So that part I really appreciate when they're doing things like that. I believe in this book, I have to look and see, but I think they're getting like they hit in the UAs. They did all this extra superiority die stuff, and I think they got rid of that stuff because apparently a lot of people kind of agreed with me and some of you guys, I think too, is like they're just using this mechanic to death.
Yeah,
give us some new ones, something fresh.
Well, I mean that's the Battle Master's thing.
Yeah, like I'd rather him get more options.
And I disagree. I think once you make a mechanic, use the mechanic wherever it suffices.
You can play the game any wrong way you like, Dave.
Like, what was it? It's blade singing. Is basically when you rage, you get these certain abilities. So when you blade sing, you get these certain abilities, and includes a bump to armor class based on stats and other things. It's basically Rage for Wizard.
Sure, but like I just wanted to be more interesting than using the same thing over. Like it's got to be thematic. Like I would be arguing superior to dice if they found a thematic and interesting way to use it that didn't just scream, I don't know what else to do here.
Yeah.
It's kind of the vibe that I got. But we will see as we look through this book, we'll see who they agreed with. I'm just messing with you, man.
All right, so we've crossed that threshold.
Oh, we have
Dun,
by
dun,
3
dun.
minutes. I was looking. I was like, we still have more time. But yeah, so yeah, stay tuned this week. We're gonna give these away. Someone did say, I believe it was, I want to say Renee, but I could be wrong. But someone, oh no, it was Mr. X. That's right. Sorry. So Mr. X, I would like the treatment you're giving Taladore, where you section it out. And that's kind of like we were thinking a little bit, except for the archetypes, the section's too big. That'd be like a 2-hour video. So that is where we might break it down. We might break it down by class, depending.
Might have to group some together.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Like War Wizard is only one.
Right. So that easily could get lumped into, Warlock or what have you.
But then Rogue is 4. And and we might not have gone over those archetypes either from the Skag.
Right.
So that would probably be a good place for us to do that. And hey, and it's good to see that someone appreciates our Taladore highlights, because the critters are coming, man, and beating us up hard on that one. They do not seem as appreciative.
Well, I mean, we're not Critical Role fans. It's nothing against them, nothing against everyone involved.
I would rephrase that. We don't really watch Critical Roles. So, I'm a big fan of what Matt Mercer does and the fact that he's spreading the hobby. But as I've said many times, we just don't take in long form content. You know, I liked it when he was doing GM tips over on Geek and Sundry because those small digestible bites. I really enjoy Satine Phoenix on Geek and Sundry as well, which is a little bit longer, but you know, blocking out 4 or 5 hours at a time.
Yeah, we don't actively watch.
Rephrased that way is 100% what I meant to say. We don't watch Critical Role, therefore we don't have the in-depth knowledge of
nor the understanding of pronunciation.
Wow.
Just saying.
We mispronounce
common words,
our own words, our own friends' names, and as well as our awesome fans, and they just kind of laugh along with us. So, made up words from somebody else's made up world. I'm sorry. If it's that important to you, send me a scathing email. And I'll read
no, comment below.
Scathingly.
As scathingly as you wish.
Mash the dislike button.
Yes, whatever you'd like to do with that.
But there's a lot of great stuff in the Tal'Darai book. There's just some things that's like, I just don't see it. I don't get it.
But I do feel like it's more fun to say the campaign setting like it's an Italian dish. Makes it more yummy. But we're rambling on and we're over, and we still have all of our videos to shoot today, and I'm hungry. So until next time, guys, stay nerdy.
I was gonna hit the button. I can't hit the button from here. Reach.